transcendental knowledge, leading one to become full in himself, having nothing to aspire to or lament over. There is no duality in this his mind, because whatever he does for Krishna. Being thus freed from the platform of dualities, he is liberated even in this material world. So before we start, I'm just gonna ask for blessings from our acharyas. Thank you for coming to bless me, I think. I won't know what to say. So yeah, if you know the prayers, you can chant along with me. Otherwise, it's equally auspicious just to hear them. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghuta Tramritam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Da Shri Vishakhamritamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kamta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhuba Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you for chanting along. That was really nice. I'm quite nervous because I don't know much. I don't have much realization. I found something that inspired me, and hopefully I can say something that's gonna purify me, and hopefully it'll be something that you can learn from. So please pray that I can say something of value. Sorry? Praise Saraswati. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, yeah, we're going to recite. We've just heard the verse from chapter 5. This is the third verse. And like I was saying, this chapter is called Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. Karma means performing activities and not being attached to the results. And another yoga form is Bhakti Yoga, which means devotion to Krishna. But before we go there, I just wanted to point out that Bhagavad Gita covers 5 main topics, and they're all interlinked, and they all help us to navigate through life, navigate through this world. And does anyone know the 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita? One is, yes, Prabhu. Ishvara. Jiva, yeah. Prakriti. Kala, yeah. And karma, yeah. So Jiva is the soul, and Ishvara is God. Prakriti is material nature. Karma is activity, basically. And Kala is time. So all of these are related, and these are the main 5 topics that Krishna covers. And this helps us to navigate through life, navigate through all the suffering in life, and also the happiness in life, because sometimes you lose your mind, isn't it? When you're really happy and everything's going hunky-dory, the tendency is to forget who we are and what our purpose is in life. And then no doubt, time, Kala, will remind you that actually you're only here temporarily, and this is not where you belong. So we're going to explore this verse a little bit more, and hopefully I can properly explain what karma yoga is and activity in Krishna consciousness is. So before I was saying that karma yoga means performing activities and not being attached to the activities. And Prabhupada here is going to explain to us how we can perform activities, because most of the activities that we perform in generally, most people, they perform activities which are material. And Prabhupada is going to explain to us how we can dovetail even material activities and eventually reach Bhakti Yoga, which is the highest. So out of Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga is better. So before we do that, what is karma? Karma is simply put activities. Our activities in this lifetime determine our destination in our next life. So every action that we perform in this world brings us equal reaction. Living entities are suffering and enjoying because of the results of their past and present activities. So if we're suffering because of our activities, you may say, how can we change the result of our activities? Does anyone know how we can change our activities? No, that's fine. So I think, firstly, the thing to change your behavior, if you're acting in a certain way, then the best thing to do is be in knowledge to understand what is right, what is wrong. And that's to be in perfect knowledge. And Bhagavad Gita gives us the perfect knowledge, who we are, what's our purpose in life, and it also explains how our mind works and what happens if you do bad activities, what happens if you do good activities. So like that, Bhagavad Gita is a full, comprehensive information about, just full knowledge about ourselves, the universe, the material world, and all the 5 topics that I explained. When a living entity in material material consciousness, he has to take on various bodies in the material world. This is called karma, or varied creation, by the force of material consciousness according to his identification with material or spiritual nature. So that means that when we perform an activity, sometimes we get attached to some of the activities that we're doing. Like, I'm a mother, I'm maybe a CEO, and then we think that's all, be all and end all. But actually, all of these identities are temporary, and at some point, even during your life, you have to give up those identities. For example, your job, you're only going to do until you retire, and after that, you have to then take on another identity. Even a mother, she's going to look after her kids, and then after a certain time, they're going to grow up, and they're going to be their own. Like, in the beginning, it's so much hard work, but afterwards, when they grow older, they all have their own lives to live, and then you have to then work out, what am I going to do now? And with every identity, there comes a point when you realize that it's a temporary identity. So it's quite important for us to realize that actually I'm a spirit soul, and I'm only in this body, I'm only in this role temporarily. It's a post, and soon you're going to move on. So like this, sometimes a soul appears in a man, in a material human body, sometimes in an animal beast, sometimes demigods as well. That could be enjoyable. But even that is only temporary. Even that you have to give up. And once you go to higher planets where you enjoy, you become a demigod, you have to come down again. Because you can't stay there forever. According to your bank balance, karma, bank balance, then you have to come down again. So like that, even demigods have a very short-lived identity. Yeah, so the actions and reactions of our past activities can be changed. Consequently, karma is not eternal. Therefore, of the 5 topics, like Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, time, and karma, karma is not eternal, whereas the rest are eternal. So they can be changed depending on what you do with your time, basically. Not time, but activities. They can be changed. Krishna will change your destination if you decide to turn around, do a 360 and perform activities to please Krishna. So Krishna can even change, change your, like sometimes you go to astrologer, and they tell you, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. But even that, they can tell you like materially what you're gonna get in life, but spiritually, Krishna can change the destination. Even Prabhupada, I think, said this, that even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was a great astrologer, and he said, I think to somebody that it doesn't matter, materially you won't be so prosperous, but spiritually he'll be like, you can change, anything can happen basically. So it's up to you what you do with your spiritual life. With regards to material prosperity, even from the type of body you take, the family you're chosen to you're born into, and how much wealth you have, it's already predetermined. So you won't get more than what's in your quota, or regardless of how much you try. You've noticed some people are so rich and they hardly like try to do anything. And some people just, no matter how much they try to do business ventures and things like that, nothing comes of it. This is because when you're born, everything is set out. Everything to do with how long you'll live, how many breaths you'll take actually, how much money you'll earn. You're already in a body, so even that's predetermined, things like that. But bhakti is not something that anybody controls except for yourself. So Krishna always gives you free will to turn to him. So like that. So someone might ask, I want to change the direction of my life, but I don't know what activities to perform, where do I start? So an answer could be that these actions can be performed in mode of goodness. So every activity, they're performed in 3 modes: mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and mode of goodness. Even the day is set out in these 3 modes. So the morning time is the mode of goodness, the afternoon is mode of passion, and the evening time is the mode of ignorance. So naturally, most people when they wake up, they offer prayers to Krishna. They do puja have you heard of Brahma Muhurat? So this Brahma Muhurat, yeah. All the devotees have heard, because this is when we chant Krishna's names, because this is called the golden hour. This is the best time to perform any spiritual activities, and it's because your mind is clear at that time. And even like Jay Shetty says that in the morning he'll perform, obviously I think he chants, but he'll perform all of the important decisions he has to make in the morning. And then in the afternoon he'll do the high energy activities. And in the evening, like obviously everyone socializes. So like that, if you're intelligent, then you can also split your activities like this. But for a devotee, we're concerned with how do we utilize our time so that we can cash in on the mercy that Prabhupada gave us. How do we maximize our bhakti? So we wake up in the morning and we chant our rounds first thing in the morning, because when you start your day off like that, you will notice that the rest of your day is quite blissful actually. When you come for Mangalarti here and you wake up Krishna, you think, 3 o'clock in the 3:30 in the morning I have to get up and I'll be tired, but it's not like that actually. It's very energizing, it's very blissful. So try it one time. So like that, you can perform your activities in the mode of goodness. More could be said about this, but I'll leave it there and you can look up how to maximize on the mode of goodness. So now we come to today's verse. At the beginning of this chapter, Arjuna asked Krishna, I'm confused. You said stop all these activities, but now you're saying perform activities in Krishna consciousness. Like what should I do? Of the two, what's better, renunciation or activities? And of the two, obviously, karma yoga is better than renunciation, because renunciation can be dry. We'll talk more about this. So we already discussed what's material activity and spiritual activity. So the real purpose of yoga is to control the senses, and our material activity means to engage the senses in some particular objective or enjoyment. That is our material engagement. And yoga system means that you have to control the senses and detach the senses. Jai Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda Ki Jai, Jai Jai Shri Mahalunka Jai, Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. So in the beginning of karma yoga, we learn. Yoga isn't just the yoga that we naturally do in a group, like we do postures and stuff like that. There's also yoga of the mind, and in the beginning, what we do is follow regulative principles. We restrain ourselves from addictive, consumption, just like no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication, no tea, coffee, everything like that, just to bring the mind under control. But the end is to stop the material engagement and begin spiritual engagement. So this is because when we have the 4 regulative principles, Prabhupada explained them to be principles of freedom, because all of these things are making us, our consciousness is absorbed by these things. So this is why in the beginning we stop alcohol, meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, because the goal is to go to the platform of goodness slowly. And then after you realize, right, those things don't even come to our mind. It's quite easy for a devotee. I've noticed, it's not the problem that we're struggling, I want, I don't know, coffee or something. It doesn't even come into mind. It's quite easy after a little while. But what we do struggle with is this idea of enjoying, isn't it? You just want to enjoy and wholeheartedly devote ourselves to Krishna. But here Prabhupada is explaining to us how to dovetail even all of our activities So material activity means manufacturing things for sense gratification. The time factor, however, is so strong that not only is our span of life being expended, but all the machines and facilities for sense gratification are deteriorating. So this from fourth canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna is saying, rather than giving up activity, because this is really hard, like as a jiva, as a soul, we're naturally active. So rather than giving up activity, just perform your duties, but don't get attached to the activities. And also, renunciation, dry renunciation from the world because of frustration is not good. That makes the heart very hard-hearted, and false renunciation is not good. We're not trying to make our heart hard. We're trying to soften it so Krishna will come in and reside in our heart. Krishna in this verse is redefining what sannyas means. Sannyas means stopping all material activity. The definition of sannyas is to become a sadhu, right? And stop anything that is entangling us, that is more and more entangling us in the material world. This is what Arjuna thinks it is, sannyas. To become a sadhu, just become a mendicant. Sannyas doesn't mean to give up work. This means a person who doesn't hate anything, who is free from hatred and desires. They are free from these dualities, and then he becomes free from bondage and becomes peaceful. So this is our aim. Whilst we're doing our activities, we don't become attached to it. So then we're not dependent on the result, and we're able to be peaceful. When we get attached to material activities, we become dependent on the result of the activities. Let's say a person who likes to drink alcohol, and they get invited to a party, and they're expecting alcohol to be there. So they go, but what do you know? It's dry January and there's no alcohol. So the person might become angry, the person might become frustrated, becomes rude to the host, and things like that. So the person is really depending on something for their enjoyment, for their happiness. And like this, anything could happen. Because if you're depending on something else for your happiness and your peace of mind, then this is a transitory world, and things will naturally affect us. And then this is why they say the mind can be your enemy, worst enemy, or it can be your best friend. However, let's look at the opposite. Like, let's say, even if there was alcohol at this party, the person will get intoxicated, they'll have the best time, but that's going to be temporary. And let's face it, they'll wake up next day and they'll feel worse for it. So even the enjoyment in the world is not, in our opinion, and from what Shastra says, it can't be compared to the spiritual happiness when I talk about coming from Mangalati and things like that. I've experienced it. Maybe some of you may have as well. And that there's no comparison to that enjoyment, that happiness. So what Krishna is saying is become attached to me while you're performing your activities. Think of me. And yesterday we were out on book distribution. It was quite cold, but we met some Gujarati Prabhus. They were waiting. They were outside their house, and we were naturally trying to get them to take a book, because during December, marathon. The book marathon is on now. So we go door to door, women, children, men, young, old, everyone comes out and speaks to people to ask them to turn to Krishna and take a book and change their lives. But anyway, so yeah, we were outside somebody's house, and there was two Gujarati men that were speaking to us, and they were saying that it's quite hard for them to start practice sadhana. They come to the temple, but they can't read books, so they can't take the books, and they don't mind they can't do puja, they can't read, so all this sadhana they just can't do it. But they're like, oh, but we donate, and we're able to donate, but anything else can't do. I said, that's fine. All you have to do is when you're thinking, when you're earning money, you're working, then you can think of Krishna, that I'll donate some of this to Krishna. And in that way, not only are you performing your activities, but you're also thinking of Krishna. And this is what Bhakti Yoga is actually. And that's the secret that Prabhupada shares with us. So yeah, like this, I was talking about book distribution, and I also wanted to say, like, Martin Luther King once said in his speech that those who love peace must organize themselves as effectively as those who love war. So there's so much war in the world right now. And the reason why I go out is I see that we're actually agents of Krishna, and people are organizing war, we're organizing peace. So yeah, this is our way of bringing peace into the world, one person at a time, changing from within, from the root. Yeah, so we'll move on. One thing I wanted to say from the purport is that Prabhupada writes that the concept of oneness with Krishna is incorrect because the part cannot be equal to the whole. Knowledge that one is one in quality yet different in quantity is correct transcendental knowledge, leading one to become full in himself, having nothing to aspire or to lament over. So this idea that all of us are qualitatively the same as Krishna, all of our qualities come from Krishna, but quantitatively we are Bindu, which means a drop, and Krishna is Sindhu, the ocean. So we don't have the same power as Krishna, but in minute quantities we have the same. Krishna has beauty. Some of us have slightly less beauty, more, so on like that. So yeah, Krishna is full. When we connect to Krishna in this way, then we ourselves feel full. And there's no reason to lament, because we realize actually our connection with Krishna is always going to be there. When we realize that we're a spirit soul and we belong to Krishna, that relationship never changes in any species of life. And we're so lucky that we can understand this in the human form of life. But when we think of ourselves like this, then we realize actually all the things that harass us, that torment us, doesn't matter anymore, because at the end of the day, Krishna is not counting how much you're giving, but he's seeing like the effort you're making to give a little bit, and he remembers everything. We might forget, but Krishna remembers everything, because he's been on our heart from the day we landed here, and he's keeping account. He's giving us more than our fair share. And when you think like this, how can you lament? So the other part that Prabhupada says is that there is no duality in, when you think like this, there is no duality in his mind, because whatever he does for Krishna. Being thus freed from the platform of dualities, he is liberated even in this world. So when we think like this and hope, if you then act in Krishna consciousness, just acting to please Krishna, then Prabhupada says, even in this material, you don't have to wait until you die to be liberated. You don't have to wait at the end of life or the next life to be liberated. You can be liberated in your body right now, here and now. Only if we can dovetail all of our activities so that we're following the instructions of Krishna, Guru, and we're trying to please him with each activity. And this can only be done under the guidance of Krishna, Guru. When a person acts only for Krishna, the material energy cannot touch him. The person becomes liberated even in a material body. Like you don't have to wait until you die to do this. So we pray that somehow Prabhupada will glance at us and give us his mercy so that we can raise ourselves to this platform. That's all I had. If anybody's got anything they'd like to add or any questions. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening. It's my honor. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
कृष्णत्तदीयपदपञ्जरान्तम् अद्दैव विशतु मे मानसराजहंस प्राणप्रयाणसमये कपवातपित्तौ कण्ठावरोधनविधौ स्मरणं कुतस्ते कृष्णत्तदीयपदपङ्कजपञ्जरान्तम् अद्दैव विशतु मे मानसराजहंस प्राणप्रयाणसमये कफवातपित्तौ कण्ठावरोधनविधौ स्मरणं कृतस्ते कृष्णत्तदीयपदपङ्कजपञ्जरान्तम् प्रभु न भजिए गोरा प्रभु न भजिए मैने प्रेम रतन धन हराय हराय गोरा प्रभु न भजिया मैंने गोरा प्रभु ना भजिया मैंने हमी गोरा प्रभु ना भजिया मैंने मोरा तन धन हराय प्रेम रतन धन हराय गोरा पह ना भजिया मैनू हमी गोरा पह ना भजिया मैनू हमी गोरा प्रभु ना भजिया मैनू प्रेम मनसुम गोरा प्रभु ना भजिया मैनू धन हराय प्रेम रतन धन हलाय प्रेम रतन धन हलाय गोरा पह ना भजिया मैंने गोरा पह ना भजिया मैंने प्रेम रतन धन हराय यधाने जतन करी धन तेय दीन अधने जतन करी धन तेय दीन अपन रामद से अपनी अपन का रामद से अपनी गोरा न भोजिया मैंने गोरा न भोजिया मैंने न भोजिया मैंने अधाने जतन करी धन त्यागी अधने जतन करी धन त्यागीन अपन का रामद से अपनी डूबिन यामे अपन का राम पद से अपने डूबिन गोरा न भजिया मैन गोरा सत संग छारी कैन असते विनाश यामे सतसंग छारी कैन असते विलास ते करने लग लमा कर्म अंध पास satasang sari kaina asa Devi Dasi satasang sari kaina asa Devi Dasi
I think it's okay. Yeah, sometimes it's too loud, you know? Yeah, hello. Because probably you can see how to bring it back. And how comfortable it is.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll get somebody to teach me.
Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki. Ki bajayo jayo Gaura Chanade Arati ko shobha Ki bajayo jayo Gaura Chanade Arati ko shobha Ki bajayo jayo Gaura Chanade Arati ko shobha Gaura Chanade Arati ko shobha Jana Vitata Vane Ratna Sim Namo